welcome to the Monster Game Countdown. The most exciting thing about the Monster Game, the high motion, is compared to arena football. And I tell you what, in arena football, because I coached arena football in the past, in arena football you had 9-man football, which made it so exciting. Everything is close and every down count.
Yeah, you're right. One of the things that I think that is very exciting about the Monster Game compared to amateur football is the high motioning that the receivers go back and forth and come off the line.
Talking about something that's going to teach you how to play arena football and Canadian football when you come out of college.
One of the things about the Monster Game that is different versus amateur football is the fact that we cater to Canadian and arena football. And what I mean by that is that we train guys, former college players, how to play Canadian and arena football with all the different high motions and things on that behalf. And the reason why we do that is because that we don't want them to go to that level and not knowing how to be able to prepare once they get a trial or scouts to come and work them out.
In fact, I went to one of the Monster Game practice, and I was surprised that the first time I went to first practice, it actually was a Canadian League coach there. And he actually was telling them about all the different high motions. And one thing that really that got my attention about the Monster Game is that a lot of people look at football as going forward and backwards. And the coach was talking about, for the Canadian League football, he was talking about angles. I remember when I coached arena football, we had a guy to try to run an out route. That simply means you go up and you go out. In arena ball, you can't run that route the same way because you got the wall there. So we had what we call a V motion. You actually kind of stem your route in and curves out. So the Monster Game football game is a game that you got to think. You got to think on the move. It's a fast-paced game. That's what I love about it. And I tell you, that practice is one of the best practices that I learned some things there that I didn't even know. And I've been in football and I'm almost half of 100 right now.
The most exciting thing also that I think is the fact that it's 9-on-9 football. And what I mean 9-on-9 football, you have 9 guys on defense and 9 guys on offense. And we are playing on a regulated field, full 100 football field. So that tells us on the defensive side, you can be easily exposed to whether you are good or not.
No doubt about that. If you ever played football before in your life, 100 yards, you got 9 people. I mean, you can't take a play off. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, when I played football, college ball, don't quote me on this, but I used to take some plays off, but the plays go away on the other side. But in the Monster Game, you got to be there. You got to be ready. Because it's a very fast-paced, exciting game.
Yeah, it really is, man. And another thing that is very exciting is that in this game, everybody is competitive. It's very competitive. I mean, you have to be on top of it. You have to know when you're going to do this and when you're going to do that. Because like I said, it's 9-on-9. The gaps is wider. I mean, you have to know when the cutback is coming because it's very large. So, I mean, the Monster Game is very exciting.
And another thing about the Monster Game that I was paying attention to, that a lot of guys that was great athletes in college, I mean, you got to keep it on. What I simply mean about that, you got to keep pressure on all time, because you got 9 players on defense. There's somebody that's on that sideline that want to take your place. Right. And I guarantee you, a smart player on that sideline, what he needs to do, pay attention to the guy on the field, what kind of mistakes he's making. Because you already got somebody who's willing to come in and take your place. And that's another different thing about the Monster football game compared to versus amateur football. Sometimes guys just show up to practice just to show up. In this game, this is real business. I mean, this can actually change your livelihood, change your life around. Canadian League football and arena football is the happiest thing now.